all as we congregate to the greatest toy line in community, ever growing, ever changing. As we collect and adapt these figures to our own imaginations and embrace the fun, there's much to learn, especially if you're new to Mythics.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 6. Technical difficulties. We're going to try this again. Sorry about that, Ryan. I appreciate you. Thank you again for
All
coming
good.
on. I appreciate you. Just to recap, we were doing an episode and for some reason my computer died. We will go over real quick. We were just talking about how the figure Obscura just came out. Excellent, amazing, wonderful new parts. Trevor, 1/6 shooter, did the pictures. Nate did the art. It's just fantastic. Eric created, and the boys sent them out. So super happy.
Hell yeah.
Right? Yeah. It's just
I will say, sorry. I love the figure Obscura Days because it is an all-day event. From the time it comes out, all the shows that talk about it, Bill's review, which is great, by the way.
So good.
I love seeing his initial reaction when he opens the box. Because when he got the box, he said, "Oh, this is a different kind of box. I wonder like what accessories are," and then he was like, "Oh, it is Egyptian." And not only did we get one, but we got two.
Yeah, he's like, this box is kind of heavy, it's not quite he was like using his analytical brain, like the Horseman's box was bigger than this, but this is heavy, so this is not the regular size. And just like the look of surprise is, I guess it's like all of our faces too, when we see what it is for the first time, just that weighted, like, what is it So yeah, super excited. The guys at Shop the Curiosity in Danbury, Connecticut got it today, so lucky on them. Congrats to those guys. Did want to do a shout out before I got cut off to Dr. Brent. He walked the retail shelf, or whatever you want to call it, retail table, and basically hooked up the people there. I guess they had the reissues on the table, so he was able to help some friends out. So thank you, Dr. Brent, for being a good man. Appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Great,
thank you very much.
Fellowship of the line right there.
Yes, 100%. So we were talking a little bit about the community and the cabal and stuff like that before we got dropped. This show is kind of an embrace of the community and the line, how much I love the line and how much I love even more the community, making great friends that I never would have if I didn't collect this amazing toy line. So thank you very much, Ryan, for being here. I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Absolutely.
So let's delve into what did you start, or when did you start collecting, like, toys, figures, or whatever? Tell me, walk me through that. Like, what was your interest growing up?
So I grew up in the generation where we had Power Rangers, so that kind of opened the door for all the just being broke for the rest of my life.
That is very accurate.
Yeah. But I also did, like, I don't know if you're familiar with the show, like Mummy's Alive, stuff like that.
I've heard of it. I don't think I saw it, but I've heard of it.
Mm-hmm. Like Biker Mice from Mars and stuff like that. Yes. I had all of those toys. And then, like, towards middle school, like, I still had toys, but it was kind of part of, like, the unpopular thing to do, collect toys, because you're getting older, you're a loser, like that.
Right.
But now, as I'm older, I don't know if we can curse, but honestly, who gives a shit?
Curse.
If
Yeah.
if
Say
it,
what
it
you.
makes you happy,
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah, because I had that inner turmoil where like, and there's still times when I'm like at Walmart and there's like a mom and her little boy and he's looking at this and I'm like, move kid, I need to get, and
Yeah.
it's like, I feel like that inner like, man, I should be ashamed or I should be, but I think these toy companies realize that, there's adults that still love this stuff. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
the nostalgia is a huge thing, but also like just the engineering of figures and like how they're made, the quality. Like I think adult collectors are yes, the nostalgia like draws us in, but like the figures, like how they're made. Like if you look at like those old Generation 1 Transformers, like the construction, like the engineering, like how do you make a car turn into another toy? Like that's like how did you make that so that it works? It blows my
Yeah.
mind. It blows my mind. So you're
Yeah.
into Power Rangers. Was it also like the TV show too, or?
Yes. So it was the TV show. I stuck with it. Wow, for quite a few seasons, even though those seasons weren't as great. But then so when I was younger, I didn't realize that it was kind of a mashup between American footage and the Japanese footage. So there was source material, which is
Mhm.
called Super Sentai, and Kamen Rider has the same thing. The same with like I was into Ultraman too, so it's all under the umbrella of
Yes.
Tokusatsu.
Mhm.
So I kind of gravitated towards that, and then that led me to anime, which I also collect those figures now, like Demon Slayer, stuff like that.
Oh, so you are
And
broke for sure.
yes, it just snowballed into a bigger thing.
Isn't it funny though? Like I didn't think about it until I was an adult, but like I had read somewhere that like the toy companies were like, let's make a cartoon just so we can get these kids to buy our stuff. Like
Hmm.
that's kind of diabolical, but
Yeah,
I mean, it's toys. It's like, it's not going to hurt us or anything. It's not like lawn darts or anything, but like just that they would like make, they would like want to make money off of our imagination and off of our, our young minds wanting something to trigger our imagination. That's pretty diabolical and genius, but it worked, because we're
yeah.
buying GI Joe and Power Rangers and Transformers and Masters of the Universe.
And Nacelle is bringing back. Well, they brought back already Biker Mice from Mars, like Battletoads.
Mm-hmm.
I played that game when I was younger,
Game is
and
so damn hard.
yeah, it just sucks because I don't have a mansion. So I have a finite amount of space. As you can see, it is all on shelves.
Yeah.
I have the smallest display and everything else is in
Isn't that
boxes. And I
crushing?
yes, I hate
The
that it's
worst
in
part is that you start to like censor yourself. Well, it's like I wanted that. I'm a big Super 7 guy. I love Thundercats, Silverhawks, and all that stuff. And I wanted that Cat's Lair. I was like, I
yeah.
don't have the money, but I could scrape it up. I could
Hmm.
buy it. But like I saw it at PowerCon and I saw it
Yes,
at New
I was
York
also
Comic
there.
Con. And like
Dude,
I
it
had a little bit
is.
of drool, like right here. I was like, I want that so bad. But I'm like, my room is like a large bathroom, maybe my collecting room. There's no room for it. Like I would have to get rid of a
Yeah.
couch. I'd have to get rid of like, I'd have to sit on the Cat's Lair for it to be, in my room. So it's like I can't buy it because there's nothing like. I have the Thunder Tank, but it's in the garage. It's in a box. Like I've never opened it. So I'm like, it's sad when you have to start like, maybe I won't buy that because I can't fit it on my, that's the
Yeah.
collector's dilemma.
I will say Hedgehog got one, and I'm hoping he will invite me over so I can
Play
actually
date.
mess around with it. Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Hopefully you film that, take some pictures,
Yeah.
have him will it to you or whatever, and then invite me over and I'll make the drive out there for sure.
Yeah.
But that
That would
thing
be
is huge. It's huge. Absolutely. So you stopped collecting for a while, and then you started to get back into it as you got older, like in high school or junior high, or when were you like a closet collector?
No, so I stopped for quite some time. So I started collecting again right before I got into Mythics.
What did
In
you
2018.
initially? So what did you start collecting? What made you come back to the world of geekiness?
So I started collecting I went back and got some of the older pieces from the Super Sentai series. So I found a seller on eBay and got quite a few pieces of that. And then there was newer seasons, so I was starting to get that. And then ZoloCon came around, and I was like, it's a toy show. Why not go? But without Amber, I wouldn't be in Mythics at all.
Really?
She talked me into buying them when we were at ZoloCon.
So you're at ZoloCon looking at other stuff.
Yeah.
And she saw the table, the Horseman table. Was it a street team, or was it the actual Horseman there?
No, it was the actual Horseman. It was right before Soul Spiller released, so they had debut figures, and they were Thalen Frostbow, the Shadow Elf Ranger, and I believe Ragna Stormforger.
Yeah, wow, good stuff.
Yeah.
So is that all they had there, or did they have like a bunch of retail things, or just a few figures?
They had quite a few figures and some heavy hitters, I believe, at the time. But it was back when it was big, but it wasn't as big as it is currently.
Right.
And it was the time where they had the giant ogre head on like the stone display.
Yeah.
That they don't have anymore.
Yeah. That's in somebody's garage or basement or something.
Yeah. That's definitely a piece that I would wanted to have had. Oh my God.
Hell yeah. So what was the figure or figures that caught Amber's eye? Amber, for people that don't know, is the famous Amber, one of the famous Gonzalez, as opposed to the normal everyday guy, Ryan.
Hashtag Amber for a day.
Yes, hashtag Amber for a day. So what did she notice and she was like, hey, look, check this out.
So the first figure that brought her to the table was Thalen. Yes. Then the next figure that kept her at the table was Balaam.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. Heavy hitters for sure. She's got a good eye.
Yeah. And I think we left with like 6 figures. Mm-hmm. It was Thalen, a Shadow Elf Ranger, Balaam, Faunus, the Vampire Legion Builder, the female.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think we got Mike too. Mm-hmm. After that, we went all in trying to get it.
How much were they back then?
I think it was 30. Mm-hmm. I don't remember. It wasn't much of a difference, but it was.
Yeah.
So we didn't.
It's a little bit cheaper.
Yeah, so I'm kind of puzzled. I think it was
cheaper than what it is now. Yeah. Which is pretty amazing. Like, it's only gone up, $10, $12. I mean, at the table and at the con, it's what they're like 37, 40.
Yeah.
Like that's a huge, and like how much you get, like the new scapular coming out is just like loaded with stuff.
And you can't forget the 1.0 female Nieve, and if she's not your favorite figure, then there's something wrong.
Absolutely. Yeah. Get help. Seek help for that. Because I'm excited about her, but I'm excited about what they're going to do with that female body in the future. All the different figures that they're going to be able, and the dwarf female body too. It's like,
oh yeah,
just good stuff.
It's going to be hand candy. It's going to be a figure that stays out. There are figures that stay out on my desk, and those are going to be the figures that are front and center.
100%. 100%. Yeah, I'm like that too, where it's like I buy extras if I can afford it. Like I'll buy a few extras, and I'll have like one in this room. I'll have a box one in this room, or whatever, and I'll go and I'll or if I take a trip, I'll bring it with me. It's like, what am I, Andy from Toy Story or something? I'm bringing my toys with me, but it's like just a little bit of happiness.
Yeah,
a little bit of happiness. Yeah, your day's going bad, open a figure, or pick up your favorite one. I've got them like all over. It's just they're just plastic happiness.
I will say, just make sure it isn't a figure that will devastate you when you lose a part or the figure breaks. Like I'm just throwing it out there, like an Otho. If you bring
that happened to you,
and
dude?
drop it. No, God, he doesn't. He does not leave the house.
What's your address, by the way? You ever leave your doors open?
No.
Got a big window that I can fit through and reach in, and I'll just borrow it. I wish that I had been more aware. I was so like stubborn and concentrating on the lines that I was into that I didn't want to delve, because I knew I've always had Mythics on the radar, but I was like, I would look and I would be like, oh, that's a cool looking figure. But I'm like, I got so much going on that like, I don't want to, jump into another line. And when I did, I was regretful that I had missed so much. And, so I went backwards, which they say don't do, but there's so much good stuff, in the previous waves that you can't help it. So, for those that do go against advice and look backwards, reward yourself once a month. That's what I do. Like if I see a Thalen, if I see an Azza, if I see a female barbarian, these are all my favorites. And 100, 110, 120, if you can afford it, go back and get yourself something. Reward yourself.
Yeah.
It's because they're amazing. But the stuff coming out is freaking amazing. Like,
that's what I was going to say.
Stupid.
And it's the better articulation, the better sculpts, the stuff that Treadaway can do now with all the tools at his disposal it's incredible. And watching that man work in person,
I can't wait, dude.
It's like
I'm like, a dream come true. I'm like the guy by the tree, like just waiting. I'm gonna be there early for intern. Like, yes, let me in. Let me in.
Oh, yeah.
I want to be there.
Not only that, but you get to meet a bunch of people that you haven't met yet. Yeah, because that's the first time I met Brad, Mike, Michael Xavier, Joe Russo, Wyatt, Eric Miller. I met all those guys. Jonathan.
Yeah.
That was that year.
Oh, really? Did you?
The tactics cool. Games. Yeah.
Yeah. You got to rub elbows with some OGs.
Yeah.
And they're all super nice. I think Michael's the only one I haven't met. Wyatt, I've bought things from, but all the other guys I've met at Legion's Con were super, super damn cool. Super cool. But yeah, like, and I get like Treadaway, it's like he wants to make us happy. Like I feel like I see that all the time with him and Jeremy wanting us to be happy, by having a Figure Obscura sale in the morning and in the evening. You know what I mean? Or for people that work, or the ISS that lasts a couple of paychecks so that people can afford. Like that, to me, that tells me that you care about us. Yes, you are making money, of course, it's a business, but you're showing that you're an everyman just like us, and you're thoughtful of that. So I get that, they appreciate that we want their old stuff, especially us people that are new to Mythics, want the old stuff because it's cool. But he wants to like, hey, look at this stuff I'm making now. Like, look at this amazing stuff. And it's like, I agree. Like, I'm here for that. And I'm here for this. I'm here for that and this. They're all amazing. But like the new stuff, I'm not a skelly guy, but that's scapular.
Well, yes, scapular, yes. But we got a freaking bear. We got a bear.
A bear, dude. A giant bear. And people are buying like 6 bears. I'm like, what are you going to do with those 6 bears? But hey, who am I to question? I've got doubles, I've got triples of some figures. Yeah. I don't know what it is. I just want to hug them all and love them. But yeah, that bear, dude, in person, dude, for those that haven't seen it in person, seek it out at Legion's Con. It is epic. It's a beautiful thing.
Yes, it
beautiful
is.
Thing. So you guys bought what, 6 figures? You said.
Yes.
From ZoloCon, the retail table. And so did you start delving into Cabal? Were you kind of like, let's take these home and play with them and like take some time? Did you buy more figures after that? Walk me through.
So it's not really well known. I am a very anxious person, and I have most of the time talking to new people, I get really anxious, but I've been trying to push through that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of hard to explain. So I kind of stayed out of the Cabal. So I was collecting Mythics almost a full year before I joined.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, you know what? There's no point in just sitting on the sidelines. So I just started talking to people. And then from there, we spent so much money. It's not even funny. And I didn't even mean to rhyme at that point.
That's part of it. Yeah. It's a happy, I don't regret. Like, I'll look back and I'm like, man, what could I have bought? Like, I could have bought like a motorcycle or something. Or I could have bought, a taco truck for a week, at my house. But I'm like, the stuff that I buy, like, I'm so happy. And like, it's fun to share. Like, on one of my other shows, I was talking about like show and tell. It's like I picked up a Fostia the other day from eBay, and I was just like, look what I got, and I was showing my friends on my group chat, like, oh, right on, Greg, right on, Schmerber. And it was just like, it's just cool, like, what did you get? What did you pick up this week? And you know what I mean? It's just a fun way to connect. And I have other friends like you that have a hard time, like, they don't want to be in the spotlight, or it's hard for them to talk, to people that they don't know or they don't feel comfortable with. But I've noticed that like the Cabal and the toys, it kind of gets you out of your shell. It's like, what did you get? What did you pick up? You know what I mean? Like, the toys are an icebreaker.
And I'm a textbook overthinker. And so it's kind of like, I say, what's up? If somebody's busy, I get like, it's like, oh man, they didn't want to talk to me or whatever, but it's not that at all. So that's why I'm saying it. I just overthink things. So that's why I was like, I guarantee these genuinely great people that I meet, they have no problem talking to you. Even if, because like I said, I met Brett at ZoloCon and he was in front of us in line and he just turned around and we just started talking and we hit it off. Yeah. We're great friends. And he is a great dude. Just like you.
He's a great dude.
Same thing.
I love that guy. Yeah. Well, I remember at ZoloCon, like, I think, like, I saw you guys that morning. Like, I think we introduced ourselves. Like, we kind of knew who we were, how I knew who you guys were. But then, like, later that day, or was it the next day, like, you busted out that AWOC figure. Like, I still talk about that. Like, that, even though it's not a mythic, it's like, it broke the ice. It's like, we're kind of standing at a table, like the three of us, me, you, and Amber, and like, you just open the figure, like, here, you want to check it out? And I'm like, well, yeah, let me see that. So like, it kind of breaks the ice, and it's like, what are you guys doing later? What are you guys going to do today? Like, it just, or you just talk about the figure. It like breaks the ice and makes it easier to connect and to communicate with each other, because you're not overthinking shit. You're just like, let's just talk about something that we have in common. Like, toys are the foundation. Cabal is, the bridge that connects us all and stuff. So I appreciate that.
That should be on a t-shirt. You should get a t-shirt made for that.
I just forgot everything I just said, though. I'm like Dory. I forgot everything. And all wise words are lost on me. I can only remember Schmerben Bourbon Burgers. That's all I can remember. But you connected with the Cabal, and So were you into like the whole like customizing and popping and swapping and all that stuff, or are you like me that you're just happy with what they are?
So at the time, I wasn't picking up extras, so I only had one of the figures.
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't realize that you could pop and swap
I didn't either
until
when
I
I
got into the
first.
Cabal. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I was like, oh, well, maybe I'll pick up 2 or 3 of a figure and then just try pop and swap. And then I started like little by little moving towards customizing and painting and stuff like that. So I've only ever done one full custom. Well, one painted figure. I've only ever painted like swords, heads, guns for cosmic, like
Yeah.
stuff like that. Because I just, well, currently now with my job, I don't have the time to actually sit down and do all that because I'm just exhausted.
Yeah, I understand that totally. But yeah, it's a whole nother world.
Yeah.
Yep. And I wasn't aware either when I first, I was like, damn, that's a cool figure. Like, but like other people see like the bronze dwarf or the cavern dwarf as like a blank slate or like an empty canvas, you know, and they just go to town on those, which is cool.
Yeah.
Like I love seeing that creativity, that creative side of the Cabal and the customizing studio and all that stuff is just an awesome place to hang out. Legion's chat is super cool. Shout out to Colin. Shout out to Curtis. It's just an awesome place. Awesome places to just be ourselves. Like, you know, we don't even have to say anything. You know, just hang out and be with your bros
And share cool stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm trying to think. So you said that you had bought stuff. Do you have like a favorite figure? Is it always changing? Nieve doesn't count. You don't have her in hand yet.
No, she counts. So Nieve up here.
Yes.
Always. I probably would say, ooh, that's a tough one. Because the second spot is always changing. It was Otho when I got him.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think he's gonna take that spot until I get Sir Gideon Heavensbrand version 2.
Oh, with that manly mustache and that beautiful armor and the plume and
yes,
beautiful. Yeah, they had a sample of him at Legion's Con, and I was just like staring longingly at that figure. Like, I need that for sure.
Yeah. And like I said, with the updated articulation and the new Heavensbrand with that blue in there, it makes it pop a little bit more.
Yes. I agree.
They're just
getting better every year.
Every release.
Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just, every year, it's just like, here's my wallet, you know, there's going to be
essentially,
like, yeah, there's going to be like IRS form. Like, what did you spend on groceries and what did you spend on Mythics? And it's like, you know, at least if I run in the streets, man.
Yeah. What? The thing about it is that you trust the company because
the company.
They haven't done me wrong yet.
Yeah.
And even when there were like the issue with the trolls, they made that right.
Yeah.
They find the problem, they correct it almost right away. So
yeah, that was when I had just started to become a fan, because I remember seeing the messages, like the emails or whatever, saying, hey, you know, didn't they ship without, it was missing a head or something? Or
yeah, I think it was both of them. What was it? The Ice Troll version 2 and the Arena Troll. That's what it was called. Yeah. The orange one, wasn't it? The blue and the orange.
I think so, yeah. And so they wanted the customers to get the trolls, so they shipped them without the heads, but then later they ate the shipping, I guess, and shipped the heads separately. So
and they made it right.
Yeah, they made it right. They made it right. You know, look at Thrace. It's like they were saying the other night how, Thrace has had issues, but they, I don't know if they bought, a boat ton full of legs, but, I've never heard a secondary, they didn't take care of me. Like they sent out who knows how many legs, but they made it right and people are happy. And if they're not happy, then they were born that way. Right.
Yeah. And I understand you pay money for it, but it's toys, dude. They're meant to be enjoyed, not to make you mad.
Yes.
That's how I look at it. And if it makes
it's
you
supposed
mad,
to be
then
good
you
therapy.
be doing it. Yes.
Yeah, it's supposed to be good therapy. But that's a whole nother, we could do a whole show on like angry people and like people that are just born sour. And, whatever they focus, whether it's Star Wars, whether it's Mythics, whether it's, politics, they're just angry and sour about whatever topic and whatever focus they focus on. It's like, find some joy, dude. Find some happiness. Pop open an action figure or, find something that makes you happy, like a dog that loves you when you get home. It's like, find some happiness, dude. You're responsible for your happiness. Here's another t-shirt. You are responsible for your own happiness. You can't.
So you need to watch this back.
Yes, I'll replay. I said that? Like, you are responsible for your own happiness. Like, no one else is responsible for it. So, be the own custodian of your own happiness and chill. Be happy.
Yeah.
Good vibes, right? Purple gang gang. Be wholesome. Be happy.
Purple gang gang.
Purple gang gang. So let's talk about your. So when did this? So Saturday Day Live is you and Jonathan, right?
And Eric,
the Hedgehog, and Eric. Sorry, Eric. I apologize, Eric. So that's like out of your comfort zone too, right? So like you're in Off-World. I saw you in Off-World last night talking about my man M. Night.
Yeah.
M. Night Shyamalan having some ending troubles and some moving troubles.
He's done great movies and he's done bad ones. That's all I'll say.
Up and down. Like he needs a consistent, like either suck all the way or be great all the way. Like, don't make every idea. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true.
Like, if you have a good idea, then make it. If you have one, then you're like, I'm not sure. I'm gonna make it anyways. No. Don't do it. He needs a wife that's be like, don't do that, M. Night. Don't do that. He needs someone to like, don't go out wearing that shirt. You know how we have the wife that's like, are you gonna wear that? They have that question like, are you gonna wear that? And it's like, I'll go change. I'll go change. He needs that. So anyways, my point was, so you're on Saturday Day Live, you're on Off-World. Is there another show that I'm?
No, that was it.
Okay. So does that help you being on these shows? Does that help you like with your anxiety and with your, difficulty, being out there?
Yes. Seeing as how the first episode that we did, you can tell that I was uncomfortable. My voice was a little shaky. And the more we did it, I wouldn't say the better I got at it, but the more comfortable doing it I was. And then when we added Eric, like we didn't care if anybody watched at all.
That's
just wanted
what you
to get
do.
on.
Yeah,
I just
I'm
wanted
not worried
to get
about
on
viewers.
and just talk with great people. Yeah.
Yes, like I want to talk toys. Hang out. Yeah. I'm excited to talk to you about this, or this or that, or like, how you got into it. I love hearing people's stories about how they started collecting and what they liked and what they got into and stuff. Like that interests me. And like I said, it breaks ice. So that's cool that you started these shows. And I think the cabal is so positive that even if you did suck, they would be like, hey dude, you were good, man. Like, thanks for being on the show, or like, that was a good show. Like, like there's so much positivity in this community.
Yeah.
But your show is good and you're good, dude.
Yeah.
I will say watching you.
most of the time, I would say all of the time, I haven't gotten any like bad feedback. It's always constructive. No one has
Yes.
ever just been a dick about it. I will
Right.
say that.
Yeah, I agree.
And I appreciate that.
Yeah. Sometimes it can be tough love. You know, Curtis will give the tough
Mm-hmm.
love sometimes, but you know, it's spoken with love. It's spoken with
Yeah.
positivity usually. So yeah, I enjoy those shows, and like I was debating, I'm like, you know, should I have the show? Like I was thinking, like, you know, I know there's a lot of shows out there, but my thought is like, you know, there's so many shows, there's so much good stuff. It's like you don't have to watch everything all the time, all at once. Everybody's, you don't have to like my face. You don't have to like this show or that show or whatever. It's like if it's for you, check it out. If it's not,
Yeah.
you know, it's just like that's why I'm like I don't worry about viewers. Like you said, it's like I just want to talk toys. I just want to talk Mythics. Like I love off world because you guys are talking movies. I get to hear
Mm-hmm.
Curtis cuss. It's just a fun, like a light, you know, environment of like just bros talking. You know, it's just a cool. I enjoy that. I think it's fun.
I will say this. If you do get to the super chat status, Curtis will sustain your channel forever.
That's some wisdom right there. That's some wisdom right there. I think it's just because he wants to be heard. You know, like he in his mind, his opinion needs an audience. Like he's got a gem that he wants to throw out there. He wants the floor. And I respect that. I respect that. You
Yeah.
know, like his you know, he believes in his own wisdom. So and I got to give a credit to him. You know, like I had asked him before I even started the show, like, you know, this, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? You know, should I do this, that? And he's like, I'll help you. Like without, I mean, he's known me, but not like, you know, best friends. He doesn't know my pant size, but like he has always been there, like, you know, to give advice. You know, Colin too. Like they've always been there to be, you know, not judging, just always like, you know, information and advice. And there's a lot of that in the cabal. And I don't know. It's cool. I love it.
Yeah.
For
There's
sure.
no gatekeepers. None.
There's no gatekeepers.
Like even with photography, like I've reached out to Nate Strong quite a few times to help me. Like if something just didn't feel right, I would hit him up and just ask him for advice, and he would say, "Hey, this doesn't work. That doesn't work. You might want to try this." He actually put me on to the Adobe Lightroom app because I didn't want to do the whole Photoshop. I just wanted to touch up certain areas of a photo, and he told me about it, and I've used it ever since.
I'll have to try that. I'll have to try that one because I'm interested in toy photography, but it's not going to be like a hobby that consumes me because I just don't have the time or the patience. Like I want good pictures of my figures, and I want to be like, it's like the show and tell thing. Like, look, this is what I have. Well, it's like, you know, I'm presenting the best possible picture of this amazing figure that I love. So like that's my thought on it. But that's cool though. Like Nate was, I think, the first person I met from the cabal and from the horsemen, and like was just the nicest damn dude. Nate, I love you, man. You were so damn cool. If you ever watch his show, I hope you do. Thank you for not being a jerk, and thanks for being nice to Ryan too. I appreciate that.
He's a Michigander, dude. He's part of that crew.
Yeah, super cool dudes. All those guys, super cool. My friend Fernando just joined. He lives in Utah, and he just joined like a Mythic Utah group, and he's just so stoked because it's like, yeah, the cabal is, you know, international, but like to be in a group where, you know, people can come together and trade or talk or show and tell or whatever, it just strengthens your, you know, your love of the community and the figures, I think.
Yes.
for sure. That's why I miss being on the East Coast. What was that?
Yeah, you come for the figures, you stay for the community.
Absolutely.
I think Jeremy said that a bunch of times.
That's the words to live by right there. Well, we got to wrap it up, man. I talked your ear off. I apologize. We'll have to have you on again. Mr. Ryan has to get ready for his amazing show, which is a Saturday day live at 7:30. You guys check it out. You guys know where it's at. Ryan, thank you so damn much, dude. I appreciate you being on here. I appreciate you taking the time. Anytime, dude. You got to come back. We'll talk some more for sure.
Without a doubt.
But yeah, thank you so much. It's been fun, dude. Thank you. And with that, we wrap it up. And I'll talk to you later. We'll see you on your show, Ryan. Take care, buddy.
Appreciate it. Take it easy.
Remember, friends, to always have fun, be curious, share, and enjoy what this line has to offer. Come for the toys, but stay for the friends. Good night, and thank you very much.
Purple, yeah.